Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a bench press workout. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below, it would be greatly appreciated. So let me get over to what I'm doing. I've actually been planning to do this for a bit. My 5-3-1 people will like this. And I'll probably make a video explaining why I'm going to rotate in some 5-3-1, very similar to 5-3-1 training for just a bit. Again, I've been planning to do it for a while. And I've got good reasons to do so. Today, I went ahead and went off of my last bench, and I went ahead and did this as a 3 rep because I've already did the 5 rep for the other 2 lifts last week. Those are going to go to 3s today. And what I'm essentially doing is incorporating everything I know from all my conjugate, all my coaching. And because I've done a little bit of 5-3-1 stuff for clients too, I feel like I should run some phases of it, try it out for myself also, and learn more about this system also, and then how to flow it back and forth between conjugate, right? Because these are the 2 systems I've said work, right? These are the only 2 systems you've ever seen me endorse, and they're really quite similar. The struggle that I had today, and again, I'm going to have to quit doing those really heavy dead hangs. They are just killing my elbows to the point where I almost couldn't bench today at all. Like, I was in excruciating pain. And then, of course, I had to soak my elbows, massage them, and then at the last half of the workout, they felt fine once I quit the heavy benching. And it's because those heavy dead hangs really, really impact my tricep tendons a lot for some reason. They really impact them. Plus, my forearm cramps are getting intense. I've got to back out the grip work. I've essentially been overtraining my grip. So I need to take a couple weeks off completely from any grip work outside of my normal training. And I feel like my grip is stupid strong right now. I'm not even worried about it. I'm really and truly not. It's going to just keep getting better from my normal training. All the pull-ups, the chin-ups, rowing, the deadlifting, right? I'm in a good place. I could do a little pinch block work here every now and then and even cut dead hangs out completely. And I think I'll be fine. But I'm at a point where my tendons are getting so inflamed that it's hard to function, and I had them even cramping up while I was doing chins today, right? Had them cramp while doing chins today. But the name of the game, I'm messing with that medium grip bench, and I may bring it in a little closer and go to really a close grip. Not quite my old close grip, but pretty close. And use all this extra lat and bicep work I'm going to be doing to help me drive out of the bottom, right? Help me drive out of the bottom. And since I'm already going to mess with overhead pressing again, I might mess with a little more close grip stuff and then just see how it compares. Because realistically, the wider grip still hasn't done that well for me. It really hasn't. My best lifts have always been close grip. They always have. And I was excelling, hitting bigger and bigger numbers on them before I had that other shoulder issue come up, which wasn't even bench related, which I've resolved. I know how to resolve it in the future. So because my forearms and radial brachialis and all of that were cramping super hard, I felt like I couldn't do any normal benching for rep work. So for my supplemental lift, I went ahead and did 5x10 with a football bar close grip, and that was a lot easier. That didn't hurt so much, and it's because, again, with the hand fully pronated on a press, it didn't hit those areas as hard, and I'm going to have to let them heal up. And the reason it's getting inflamed is because I've been low bar squatting now twice a week, right? Which can be a little hard on some of that for me. It can be, but the dead hangs have been the biggest culprit. So I think now if I'm going to go over it, I'm only going to squat once a week at all. And it's not going to be that many sets because I can build my squat with hip thrusts and belt squats and all that stuff as far as even the primary movers. It should be fine. It'll all clear up pretty quick. But I do need to let some of that inflammation go down because, again, it's getting intense. I've done way too much grip training. But, I mean, a lot of it's paid off. My grip, you guys have seen, I can just hang with me weighing like 217, 218. I can just hang with 110 pounds. On that bar is fairly fat too. And that's a smooth bar. So it's in a good place. And I decided to do chins today because, again, the same thing. I'm like, let me not try to do any neutral grip. And I wanted to rotate. I'm going to rotate back and forth a little between the neutral grip with the different grips and then some underhand chin-ups. And I'm going to start adding, again, the straight bar curls back in to get these chin-ups and pull-ups stronger. but I'm going to have to work them back in slow. Like, I felt like today was not a good day to do it. It really wasn't, especially first time doing chins again, especially with those forearm cramps. Like, let me hold off. I had planned on adding them in today at the end, but realized probably not a good idea. And I limited my overall volume. The only real exercises I did 5 full sets of were the close grip pressing with the football bar. The chins here, I did 5 sets of 10. Not quite. I think the 5th set I got like 7, and I failed. That's it. Right? That's all I could do. And then I did 5 on the dumbbell rows, which were quite a bit easier. And so I should be good. I'm going to go ahead and massage all my tendons and everything with a massager while this is rendering. Let all of it flow. And it should be good because I am going to have to prepare for the fact I'm going to have to low bar squat tomorrow. So that may not be fun, but it will heal up if I quit doing grip work and I'm only low bar squatting the once a week. I should be good. But it did make benching hard. That actually made that benching extremely painful in my forearms. So that's one reason that was really hard. Even that 285 for 3 should not have been that difficult. But it was because my forearms were just throbbing so bad. And as soon as I went to lower the eccentric each time, my forearms were on fire. So I'm going to have to bring that inflammation down, particularly because I'm going to have to max on the deadlift coming up soon. Be a real good idea. But at least the chin strength was there. I did decent on those. I got 3-4 full sets. I had to re-grip the bar a couple times because, again, the forearm situation. It's like my grip started to give out, so I had to re-grip for the last couple reps. But great bicep pump, though, from these. A lot of bicep activation, which is good. And, again, but I had to limit my overall pressing today. I wanted to do 5 sets of 10 on all 5 of these exercises and then maybe do some straight bar curls, but it ended up being 5 sets of 3 exercises and then 3 sets on 2 other exercises, right? And even then, when I got to the press at the end, I could have done 5 sets. The press didn't bother me at all. It was completely pain-free, but it's like I've built up a lot of fatigue. The workout was taking way too long because of it. And, again, I don't want to spend 4 hours training. And it's just like a point where it's like, I just need to cut it off at 3 sets. We got a lot of pressing in. We had the heavy triple. We had 5 sets of the closed grip work, 3 sets of dumbbells, 3 sets of overhead. That's 11, technically 12 work sets of pressing. It's 12 work sets. My pecs, triceps, and delts got great stimulation. They're good. They're good to go. And again, a lot of tricep work with this because it's something people don't realize too. A dumbbell press is a great tricep exercise. I would argue it is. I would argue that it is. So, all this other stuff went well, but like I said, just the forearm situation was really acting up. And I'm hoping to get a good max coming up next week on the benching. I'm hoping that'll be the case. It should all be relieved enough by then that I should come in and get a good max. It shouldn't be anything stupid like 315, which is kind of what I'm basing these percentages off of, which you guys should be able to figure out at this point. Which again, we know that I can do a lot more than. In fact, as soon as I do all this tricep work and even mess with some close grip, it'll be way back up there. Because I've benched 352 2 different times with the close grip, right? And one of them this year already. So, again, we'll get that back up and get that moving. And I'm still going to go for a 405 bench. I know I can get it. It just might have to be with a closer type grip. And that's okay. When you start looking at some of the best benchers now in the world, a lot of that's what we're seeing. The cases I've just got to get strong enough, right, and build up the support musculature. And of course, I've been dieting, so that's not the funnest. And you guys saw the shirtless video, the dead hangs. Anyone who thinks that I'm still fat at this point, I don't know what to tell you. You have a major, serious eating disorder if you think that I'm remotely fat right now that you've seen me shirtless again. Yeah, I've got some loose skin, but I'm definitely not fat by any reasonable medical or athletic standard. Again, you can see my abs and everything. And those who didn't see it, go back and look at the dead hang video this weekend. But that dead hang really aggravated my elbows a lot. So I'm going to have to quit doing that. I love it from the grip perspective. I even like the shoulder benefits, but man, my elbows don't like it. So I'm going to have to cut it out. And again, it's kind of that point of, because my joint only bends so far, it pulls on all that. But the rows felt good. These actually were not painful, which I was surprising. Right, everything was good. And again, these are a little more upper back, obviously. Since we got chin-ups and pull-ups that we'll do in the first pulling slot every day, we're good there. Right, so the lats and biceps and stuff will be maximized. This is making sure we're getting the upper back more while still getting some lat, posterior delts and everything. And then we finished up with some pressing, and I didn't try to increase the weight. I just knocked out 3 sets of 10 with the weight I've been using last time. And again, I probably could have come in and done 2 more sets, but I chose not to. I got plenty of pressing in. I think we're good. And we're going to build the volume up on this system. We're going to build it up on this system. And I'm just going to have to monitor that inflammation and stuff a little more. And some of what I'm changing with my diet throughout this week should help with some of that. Making some other adjustments, which eventually I'll discuss long term. Just keep in mind, the breakfast chats are not current. That's the main thing. People might assume I'm eating certain things this week based upon those breakfast chats. It's actually not the case. Just be aware of that. And again, stuff that I'm doing with this, I'll discuss further in there, why I'm going back messing with the false grip again on the press. And things that I'm going to mess with using this system. And really a lot of it still combines the way I did conjugate, right? It really does. And I think that's the key to it, is all the rotation to the supplemental work and using all these different bars. I have a lot of bars. I can change bars every week if I want, for benching, overhead press, all of that. Even pulling and rowing and stuff, right? I have plenty of stuff to work with, which will give me the variation to avoid overuse. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.